What's up, guys? This is my prediction video for the 2015 Mr. Olympia contest, and I want to start off by saying that this is absolutely probably the deepest and most talented lineup of 212 and open bodybuilders that I've seen on an Olympia stage. There's 23 guys in the 212 and 28 in the open. And that's not necessarily all who's competing. There might be a few less that are competing. I know of a few in the open that are not competing. But still, this is a very, very deep, talented lineup. And it's going to be a phenomenal show to watch. Everybody's going to be fighting for every placing there is. There's going to be a fight for it. And the other divisions that I don't necessarily know a lot or anything about, I'm just going to go quickly through them and talk about the winners. But with the two bodybuilding divisions, I will give my top 6 picks, and then after the Olympia, when the results are out, I will talk about each competitor individually. But to start with the fitness Olympia, I think that Oksana Grishina will win that again. Pretty sure she won it last year. I don't know anything about the fitness category, but I think she'll win it again because I saw her win it last year when I watched it. Bikini, I think Ashley Kaltwasser will win again, her 3rd title, but I think that'll be a close fight between her and Janet Leug for the title of Miss Bikini Olympia. For the figure, I think Nicole Wilkins will win it again. She's won like 4 or 5 of them in a row, so I don't think anybody's going to stop her. For the physique, I think Juliana Malacarni, I think that's how you say your name, is going to win again. Especially considering the fact that Dana Lynn Bailey will not be there to challenge her. I think that Juliana Malacarni is that far ahead of the rest of the field that she will take her 2nd title and win it again. With the men's physique, I think it'll be a really close battle. I don't know a whole lot about it, but from what I know, I think that Sidi Kadzovic will win, but I think Jeremy Bonita is going to push him because Jeremy Bonita, since he won it last year, he's really worked hard and he's really wanted to get better, and he's been hungry to win it again. So I do think Sadiq will end up taking it in the end, but Jeremy's going to push him for it and not make it easy. So for the 212s, in 6th place, I think David Henry will take 6th because he is a phenomenal bodybuilder nonetheless, and 6th is not a bad placing, 6th in the world. But with his placing last year, and he's not getting any younger, I do think that he'll take 6th. 5th, I think, will be Aaron Clark. I just watched Aaron compete like a month ago, probably not even, and he was a little bit watery, I feel, but I'm sure he's had time I'm sure he's built off of that because he has had time. So I'm sure he's built off of that, and he'll be drier at the Olympia. I think he's taking 5th. I think Eduardo Correa will take 4th because I've seen in his more recent competitions that his one arm is significantly smaller than the other one, and I feel like that's been hurting him more and more, and it's becoming more and more obvious with his shows as he goes on competing. He is still a great bodybuilder. I like his physique, but I think that arm being a little bit smaller is gonna ding him again a little bit. But he will probably be the most ripped guy on that stage. I think 3rd will go to my boy Guy Cisternino. He is a harder worker than anybody, and he's been working his ass off trying to get better since he won the New York Pro, and he's looking great. He's gotten better, and he will be phenomenal, and he will be in the best shape of his life on that stage, I'm sure. 2nd place, I think, will be Jose Raymond. Jose Raymond, I think he absolutely is one of the best 212 bodybuilders in the world. He is, I don't know where he gets all these veins, dude. He's got veins everywhere. Dude's insanely vascular. And he is a phenomenal bodybuilder. but I do not think that he will overtake Flex Lewis. I think Flex Lewis will win his 4th title, and then I'm not sure exactly, so I'm not saying for certain, but I think that Flex Lewis is moving up to the Open next year, or taking a year off and then moving up to the Open. I've heard things about that, but if he does, I think Jose will be the next champion in the 212, but if not, then I think Flex can win the 212 for a few more years, easily. The wild card in the 212 category, I think, is Hidetidi Yamagishi, because if he comes in sharp, he has the mass, the thickness to stand next to anybody in this 212. So I think absolutely he could be top 5 or even top 3. I think he can absolutely be up there. If he comes in shredded, he will be in that first call out. So he's my wild card for the 212. I didn't necessarily have a placing for him that I could think was accurate, because I just don't know. But I think that he is a wild card, so he will probably be somewhere in that top 6, like I said. And I don't think that my predictions are going to be exactly on, but I do think he will be in there. With the Open, there's obviously been some drama with Kai Green announcing, well, he didn't sign his contract before the deadline, but the IFBB, I guess, told him that he has until the competitors meeting to show up to decide if he wants to compete, which I don't agree with at all. I feel as if you don't sign the contract, if you don't meet the deadline, then you don't compete. But that's just my opinion on how the situation should be handled and how it should be treated by by the contest promoters. But that's just how I believe it should be, that if you miss the contract, you're just not allowed to compete. But I guess they've given him the option, but we'll see. Either way, I don't think he's going to beat Phil Heath, but I'll get to that in a second. So as a result of us not knowing if Kai Green will be in the Mr. Olympia contest, which I think he will. I think he's just doing this for a publicity stunt. I think he's just doing this for attention, get people talking about him, but I don't think it's going to positively influence him if he does, because I don't feel like his fans are happy about completely being in the dark to him competing or not. I just don't think that not announcing is a good move. Like, it's one thing to miss the deadline if you're still allowed to show up to the meeting, but at least, confirm or deny if you're doing it or not. Don't just leave everybody in the dark. So that's my opinion on what I think about what Kai's doing. But the top 6 that I have for the Open, first I'll do the top 6 if he's in, and then I'll do the top 6 if he's out. Top 6 with Kai Green, I believe, will be Dexter Jackson in 6th. I believe Big Ramy, Dexter Jackson in 6th, because he's not getting any younger, but he's getting better. So if he comes in that shredded shape that he always does, maybe a little bit sharper than last year. I thought he could have been a little bit sharper than last year. But if he comes in shredded, which we know he will, he always does, I think he'll take 6th. I think Big Ramy will take 5th, because he's been working with George Farah, who is known for bringing his guys in very well and being a very good trainer, coach, guru, whatever you want to call it. He is known for being very good at what he does. And I think he's done very good work with Big Ramy, seeing what he did with him at the Arnold Classic Brazil. Brought him in pretty good shape. Not where he needs to be yet, but he's still growing and improving, and he needs to get that muscle maturity. But he was improved, I felt, at the Arnold Classic Brazil from where he's been before. 4th place, I think we'll go to Sean Roden. He's a phenomenal bodybuilder, probably the most aesthetic bodybuilder on that stage. But I do feel as if his back is just a little bit weak. So I feel like he will take 4th, and I feel like Dennis Wolf will overtake him again this year and take 3rd. I've kind of felt like over the last few years that there's been the battle for 1st and 2nd between Phil and Kai, and then 3rd and 4th is Dennis and Sean's battle. But I've saw pictures of Dennis on Instagram that I believe were recent. I saw pictures of Sean that were recent too, and he looks great. But still, that back isn't up to where I believe it needs to be to beat Dennis and to get up to being debated with Kai for second, although he is a phenomenal bodybuilder. Dennis, I think that he will come in with his conditioning on point again, but if he comes in a little fuller, I do have him in third place. Second place, if he's in Kai Green, I don't think he's going to beat Phil Heath, not only because of politics, everybody cries politics, but Phil Heath just has a better physique. I mean, guys, I'm not even going to get started on this. Phil looks better. That's the end of it. I mean, sure, there's politics, but even if there wasn't politics, Phil just looks better. Has a better physique. He has better muscle bellies. Comes in sharper. It's just not a comparison to me. I think Phil Heath beats Kai Green all day, even if Kai Green shows up 100%. And obviously, first place, I have Mr. Olympia 5 times, Phil Heath winning it. I want to try to wrap up this video, so I'm not going to go through a whole nother top 6 if Kai Green isn't in, but I'll just throw in my wild card for this if Kai Green isn't in. Wild card will be Steve Kuklo. If he comes in a little sharper than his last show in Texas, I think he could absolutely be top 6, especially if Kai Green is not competing. So, there you have it. Top 6 for the 212. Aaron Clark 6th. David Henry 6th. Aaron Clark 5th. Eduardo Correa 3rd. Eduardo Correa 4th. Eduardo Correa 4th, Guy Cisternino 3rd, Jose Raymond 2nd, and Flex Lewis 1st. And then for the Open, I have Dexter Jackson 6th, Big Ramy 5th, Sean Roden 4th, Dennis Wolf 3rd, Kai Green 2nd, and Phil Heath 1st. And I think after the Olympia, once all the post-Olympia competitions get started, I think we're going to get into making a whole lot more videos on here. You know, talking about my predictions for the show, who I think is going to do well, and then after the shows, I'll do recap videos. So I'll have a little bit more content on here, and I'll be talking more in depth about bodybuilding and the IFBB Pro competitions that are going on. So, hope you guys all have a great day, and we'll see how the Mr. Olympia contest goes this weekend. See you guys.